Rip off your shirt if you love me. Of course, look unprofessional as always. This show's unprofessional. It's not even really a show, it's a video, but who the fuck cares? Well, not me, clearly. Anyway. Welcome to the musical show, the show where I talk about music for way too bloody long. I've actually got to write a review of one of the albums, so hold on. I can't even remember what the fucking album was called, to be honest. I can't. Jesus Christ, I don't care about that bloody album. Anyway, let me have a look. You can watch me type a review in. Yeah, right. Hang on, let me just double check something. No, shut up. Anyway, Aye. Because I actually missed an album that came out on Friday, and there was I missed an EP that came out on Friday, and there was another EP that came out midweek that I'm gonna talk about now. So, what was it called? Brothers in Christ. Hang on. Yup. I'm going to try to be quick as possible. You can just watch me type in. Maybe this is just a really stupid idea to let you see. Hang on, I was going to say something, but I forgot, which is probably the worst thing I could do, given I'm trying to write this review fast. Okay, we're done. Welcome to the musical show, the show where I talk about music for way too bloody long. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 albums in the end. Well, I think 5 albums and 3 EPs to be more specific, but yeah, whatever. Let's start off already because we're already 3 minutes in and most of it has just been me typing a review. You can see what it's like, I'm just like typing really fast. But yeah, first up is at the bottom, Pierre Bourne's Grails. Yo Pierre, you want to come out here? Well, yeah, he's a talented producer with a diverse sound. However, he uses the worst part of his sound in 99% of these albums, with beats that just sound really bad in my eyes in all but the closer Lessons. The exact type of trap that I just don't like, because every song has the exact same drum pattern and it never even sounded good in the first place. And yeah, that's the drum pattern used in all but Lessons here. IG wasn't too bad, I guess, as well. But yeah. Real shame. Trap does have potential, and there have been great trap albums before, but most of it just sounds the same and didn't even sound good the first time it was used, never mind the 546th. So, yeah, there you go. Shows the worst of trap. Stinky, incredibly disappointed because I did go into that project thinking it had potential. It just needed more songs like Lessons, because I know Pierre, especially with the 8 songs, can make a decent EP of, 8 songs. He could probably make a decent 10-song album. I'm pretty sure he could. Anyway, I mean, maybe that's being too optimistic because I don't think he's really the greatest at either producing or rapping. But like, he's talented. He's got good songs in there. He's got potential, and yeah, he can make 10 good songs on a single album if he just gets rid of the 7 misses he also does, because I think his last album was like 18 songs long or something like that. Let me have a look. Yeah, his last album was 23 songs long. I mean, I think there were quite a few interludes as well, but I don't know what they are, nor do I really care. But yeah, he has potential to make a decent 10 songs, I think, from what I have heard, because he's made 10 good songs. He's just had, again, a lot of filler, but this didn't have the filler to save it from being terrible, I'm afraid, because, yeah, a lot of the songs were absolutely horrible here. So, yeah, really unfortunate. 2.6 out of 10. Next up is Water Parks with Intellectual Property, which had some good spots and good ideas, but a lot of it was just really predictable and super corny. But yeah, some good ideas that were there were also done in the worst possible way too. And again, Black Bear feature, unbearably bad artists. He made that "fuck you" and you know what I mean. It's an awful song, isn't it? But yeah, it wasn't a bad experience, but one of the more insanely made projects I've heard this year. 5 out of 10 on the dot. Next up is NLE Chopper's Cottonwood 2, which shows the issue in trap in my eyes. This has a good 10 to 12 song album in it, but with 22 songs, there was another pretty much whole album of complete duds. They're merged together into one, of course, and create a pretty average experience overall. There were some fun tracks, and the features were mostly excellent, with Rick Ross having a good performance and Automobooty having fun-ass features. I mean, I think I'm the only person who actually likes that song, but it's fucking hard. But it without the features, it wouldn't be. Yeah. Amongst this, again, a lot of ideas were good, but were also done in the worst way, just like the Waterbox album. And yeah, there were plenty of missed opportunities. Massive chance for a fire-ass album, because NLE Chopper clearly has potential to make a fire-ass album, but he hit the crossbar and it went out for a goal kick. 5.4 out of 10. Next up is Black Thought and L. Michael's Affairs, Glorious Game, which in my eyes was super disappointing. Of course, Black Thought's rhymes are on point because he's the best ever at writing rhymes in my eyes, either him or MF Doom. But the beats had so much potential, but were done in the most run-of-the-mill, nothing special way ever, which was really unfortunate because, again, if you have Black Thought, you've got a potential classic on your hands because he's one of the best rappers to ever rap. Obviously, the roots were fantastic. 7.1 out of 10, real shame. Next up is Metallica's 72 Seasons, which was solid. Nothing more, nothing less, ever. Consistently good, but nothing special. But yeah, I have to commend them because despite the songs being nothing special, all but 2 songs were... Oh, I just realised I've got a hole in my sock. Oh, bloody hell. Anyway, enough about that. I do have to commend them for the music being compelling, despite 10 out of 12 songs being over 5 minutes long and the closer being fucking 11 minutes long in a mortar. But I didn't find it boring throughout, even though it was nothing special, because, James Hetfield's vocals were fantastic. But yeah, production-wise, there are glaring issues, and once again on a Metallica album, the drums sound bad. And I do think it was a bit too clean and too smooth for metal. It didn't really feel like a metal album in some places, which was a shame. But yeah, nothing special, but it was fun enough. It was decent enough. 7.5 out of 10. Next up is one of the EPs that I didn't mention, mainly because it hadn't come out yet. It came out on Tuesday or Wednesday. Red Veil's Playing With Fire, which I'm pretty sure he was just experimenting and sort of dicking around on this EP, not knowing where to go at this stage, with it being a very diverse EP in terms of subgenres of hip hop, with it's experimenting with the melodic area of hip hop he'd always been in Big Learn to Swim, the experimental sort of rap that JPEG Mafia is doing on Black Enough, which has JPEG Mafia in, which I'm presuming is why it has JPEG Mafia production, and other areas of trap and even Rage with the closer BWF. But yeah, my main issue with Rage is that he mostly doesn't sound that angry and just ends up sounding like some 8-bit music. Although to be fair, they pretty much are only 8 Rage beats because they all sound the same. But it doesn't sound that angry and rageful, and it ends up just sounding like 8-bit rap, I guess. and it definitely doesn't in the song PWF. While the production is interesting in other ways on that song and in every other song, there are parts of trap that I just don't like at all, and I never will because I just think it sounds ugly. But yeah, he certainly does it better than most trap artists, and I will commend him for that, given he's still only like... Isn't he still not even 20 yet? He can't drink because he's American. Pretty sure he's like 18 or 19, but yeah. Cohesiveness on EPs don't really matter because they're mostly just collections of singles or potential singles, so no one really cares about making a good EP because they're only an EP. You want to focus on the albums, but like you'd hope for a more cohesive next album. And with the sounds at his disposal that he can do, that he's shown here, he can make a classic, and he always had the potential to. We could always tell that from his debut. 8.1 out of 10. Next up is 38 Spesh and Graph's Art of Words. And yeah, I did know roughly the area of rap this would be in for the get-go. Usually, the area of rap bangs and has fantastic beats, but isn't the most creative and unique. This, however, is different. There's a lot of creativity here, and it's interesting, and a lot of it does work, and there are some fantastics here. And fantastic tracks here, such as Going Up or Every Day, for example. But I do feel that not all of it works. His flow and his singing gets a bit grating, and do think there's the odd lyrical moment of eh. And some tracks either conform to the norms of the genre it's in, or recycle interesting ideas from track to track, so they end up just sounding samey, even though the ideas are interesting, you know what I mean? You can make... Imagine My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was just like 11 or 12 Runaways. It would get old after a while. Runaway is Runaway. You don't want another 20 of them. Or 10 of them. Or another Runaway at all, really. So there's only one for a reason. But yeah. It did what the Black Thought album should have done, I think. Great. Great album. And a pleasant surprise. In a week of very disappointing albums. 8.5 out of 10. But at the top of the pyramid is the other EP I didn't even mention last week because I didn't know it was out because I just didn't see that it came out. But, you know, I figured out through a Pitchfork review that it did exist. Neva and Chat Pals, brothers in Christ. I know who Chat Pal are, basically. But yeah, great. This is the one I wrote at the start of the episode, and I might as well just read it exactly from the script. Great collection of 4 songs by two of the best bands of the punk metal genre. I just feel musically it sounds almost too rough on occasions, and it sounds like a bit of a mess, and it feels fairly run-of-the-mill for both bands as well. But, you know, they do show why both are acclaimed and loved in their own field, and Neva's a nice discovery for me in my eyes, because, yeah, I'd never heard of Neva. I had heard of Chat Pal, but not these. Hadn't heard of 38 Spesh, I only listened to that one because of the features. Hadn't heard of El Mackle's Affair. They've not really done much for me, but Neva have, because Neva look great. 8.9 out of 10. Well, it was a nice enough week. Wasn't anything massively bad or anything. Hello, boy. This is my bark woof woof. Come here, Hugo. Trying to review the Metallica album. His name is Hugo. You turn 9 tomorrow, don't you? Oh, it's this dog's birthday tomorrow. It's this little bark woof woof's birthday. Say hi to the camera, Hugo. Okay, he wants to be put down. Not in that way, bloody hell. But yeah, that's it for the albums reviewed. Let's look at the albums I'll listen to, which actually I've got a bit of a sit off this week because I'm only planning on listening to 3 albums. Lucky me. And one of them's an EP. So I've only really got 2 albums. But let me start off with the albums I want to shout out that I'm not listening to. Mac DeMarco's One Wayne G, which is a bunch of demos. And when I mean a bunch, I mean 199 of them, spanning for nearly 9 hours. I don't want to listen to that, obviously. No thank you. Lloyd Banks's The Course of the Inevitable 3 Pieces of My Pain, which features Method Man, 38 Spesh, Tony Yayo, Vado, and Cormega. 53 minutes long, 16 songs, and because I'm autistic, things like listening to the third album of a series when I hadn't heard the first two piss me off. And, you know, it gives me a chance to listen to less albums, which, like, I love listening to music and shit, but, like, every week having, like, a fuck ton, it's nice to have a little bit less for a little while, but, yeah. So if I have the opportunity, I'm obviously going to take it, like... So there's a lesson you love, but if you get a break for it from one day, then, like, you're going to be quite happy, because, like, you need a break from school, because we're all mentally ill bitches. The hormones going mad. But, yeah. 1, 2, 3 albums that I'm going to listen to, and potentially my most obscure new artist that I've found. First off is Swizz Beatz, who defo isn't obscure, and defo didn't call on obscure artists for Hip Hop 50 Volume 2. To be completely honest, I didn't even know it was the Volume 2. And even then, it has features such as Nas, Lil Wayne, Jadakiss, Benny the Butcher, and Scarlett, Bandman, Real, 5 Year Foreign, Lil Durk, A Boogie with a Hoodie, and Jay Electronica. 6 songs, roughly 20 minutes long. With all those features, could I really ignore it? I couldn't have really, couldn't I? I've already listened to it, which you might have implied by the way I've been talking about it. I'm not going to say any spoilers, but all I'm going to say is that it has a lot of features of really good artists. Next up is NBA Youngboy with Don't Try This at Home, his big album of the year. He obviously dropped at the very start of the year with I Rest My Case, which was insanely mid. But this is like his first. This is like his long project of the year, because I think these days he does like one really long project every single year, and a load of, then about 58 shorter ones. This features Mary the Scientist, Nicki Minaj, Post Malone, and The Kid Laroi. And I'm pretty sure that's it. 33 songs, 1 hour, 25 minutes long. Wish me luck. It's Youngboy. I'm going to say 3, because he's not the worst artist in the world, but, you know, he's not great either. That's going to be fun. Not. But finally, Fuego Bass, who only has 7,850 monthly listeners, with Big as Six Can Be, which is a collab album with Black Soprano Family, who have 102,000 listeners, featuring Bono, don't think it's the fella from U2, Sula, Rick Hyde, Chic Louch, Benny the Butcher. Part 1 and Part 2 next to each other. I mean, I'm cool with that, but just make it the same song. What's the point? And Benny the Butcher is on it a lot, actually, as well as Rick Hyde again. Low Profile, Uncle Murder, El Camino, Are the Real, Heem, BSF, but the S is a dollar symbol, haha, Tiona Denise, Mika Means, 38 Special, El Camino again. A lot of features repeat themselves, which is cool, I guess. I don't really care, to be honest with you. 14 songs, 42 minutes long. Again, I kind of know what genre this is going to be in, so it's going to be an 8. Because, well, sub-genre it's in. Because every single album in its sort of field is always an 8. I don't know why I looked so blankly then. But, yeah. There you go. It's quite nice. I only have 2 albums left to listen to. One of them's an hour and 25 minutes long, sure, but, like, it makes a break from having about 756. I mean, I've had, like, over 10 albums twice, which is not the best. I've got a life, trust me. I really don't. Thanks for watching in a bit. For fuck's sake.